they revealed a little bit of...
Yeah, a little bit of your whole booty.
That was the very first time I heard the line, which has only been delivered from you, Chris.
What?
I hate to see... What is it? No. I hate to say goodbye, but I love to see you leave. That's what I heard. I turned around and yanked up my pants.
I guess my question is, it seemed like at the end of SG-1 especially, and then when we had all the stuff going on in Atlantis, it seemed like with the movies happening, everything was going so really positive. It looked like we were going to have, there was promises of there'd be more movies and all. I think that was about the time the financial crash happened and such.
So it wasn't Stargate Universe, it was just the financial crash?
That could have been a fact. We won't talk about that.
I just wanted to clarify what you were asking.
And that's not the question. That was an issue. I guess what I'm saying is can you give us any insight into some of the inside factors that you all might have seen as that came to be, as I guess, because SG-1 had just ended and then we had the promise of more movies at that point, and of course I'm sure that was disappointing to you and the other actors for SG-1, but Atlantis as well, there was promises of other movies, which we've yet to have happen. Any insight you could share with us about that and those experiences?
Okay, I've been given the okay as of yesterday to say one thing and one thing only. I can't answer any more questions about it because I don't know. MGM is going to make an announcement July 12th at Comic-Con. That's all I know.
So you were kind of glad I came with that question, weren't you?
Okay. My question is for Chris.
Yes, it's a new show.
During this video.
No, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. Please, that's a joke. I truly don't know.
After so many years of working with Richard Dean Anderson, and then you had to switch over to Ben Browder. What was it like having to go from working with one to working with the other when you got the band back together?
Well, Rick was kind of a one-off. There probably will never be anybody like Rick. He was just zany, funny, irreverent madcap. Ben is a brilliant guy, and he comes across with this southern drawl, but he's smart as a whip, but he talks nonstop. So at first it just drove us crazy, because Ben would talk during scenes, after scenes, setting up for scenes, call you driving home even though you just left him 30 seconds ago, call you all during the night, call you first thing in the morning, all about ideas for scenes. Like, Ben, you're calling the wrong cat, I haven't read the script. Like, I don't know, man, you know. But then it really, you just, I personally just really started loving the guy because he cared so much. And he really cared about the show, and he really put just a ton of work into it, and his work ethic was just unrivaled. And I really, really came to love the guy. I mean, it was a lot different way of working. It was a lot different way of working than with Rick, because with Rick it was a lot looser ship, and a lot of it, and I think maybe it rubbed off on you guys too, was that I think our producers were determined to try to rein us in as a cast because we had so much, and I think control is the wrong word, but we had so much input into our characters and into that. I think they just wanted to kind of tighten the ship down a little bit, and so Ben and I think a lot of your cast had the same kind of. And I don't want to sound demeaning because I don't mean it at all, but they were kind of put a muzzle on, kind of, about expressing their creativity and expressing their ideas. They, you know, the show was such a machine that they just wanted it to be that way, and I think that kind of frustrated Ben a lot because he did have so many ideas and was such a hard worker. So that's kind of the way, and not to say that Rick wasn't, but Rick liked to just find stuff. you know, Ben came prepared with stuff, and that was kind of the main difference.
In the episode Window of Opportunity, it shows you learning over time how to juggle, and I also believe in that, like, yes, it's in the Siege Part 1, it shows you singing. So I just want to know, could you actually juggle and could you actually sing?
I do sing. Yep, I do sing.
Sing something.
You want me to sing something? What should I sing? What should I sing? Nothing is so good, it lasts eternally. Perfect situations must go wrong, but this has never yet prevented me. And she blows the mic. Oh, shut up.
Hello, I'm Mike.
Do you juggle? Answer the question.
Anybody have 3 balls? Oh wait, this may be the wrong crowd to ask that for. Someone. Actually, yeah. That whole day, like Rick was just off his rocker that day. He was just so thrilled about just we could do anything. So the one thing, so basically everything you saw was just they had stuff for us, and then Rick was literally just like, knock on, can you juggle? Yes. Can you do this? Yeah. So the one thing that we didn't see was what the whole thing with the, because we redid the whole thing from Ghost with me and Rick. So MGM didn't go for that. I don't know why. I thought it was kind of sensual myself. The Guyver smearing pottery clay on me. So for you /fiction writers, no, that truly was one of the things. We just thought it would be hilarious, and MGM for some reason didn't think so. I don't know. But.
All right, I had a quick question for each of you, real quick. Chris, I've been a big fan of Peter DeLuise since 21 Jump Street. Thank you, and I just want to know how much of his goofball nature affected the comedy behind Teal'c in the show. And go ahead. I was going to say, for you, Rachel, I had a friend from Illinois asked me if in the episode where your aunt died, if that was really you singing, but I'd say that question was just answered. So,
well, DeLuise, see, and this is the difference, because you guys didn't really have that great of a relationship with DeLuise. DeLuise was, he and probably Martin Wood, but it was DeLuise who probably had this sense of humor more than any other director. And for us, I mean, he just fit right in. But you know, he got called up to the how come room as much as we did. So you know what the how come room is. How come you didn't make your day? How come Chris was late? How come Chris is drunk? How come Chris is sleeping? Blah blah blah. So and so for us, he fit in real well. But them being a little more serious.
It was a completely different vibe on our show, and his humor just didn't go down very well with, especially the guys on the show. It just didn't gel, which is too bad. I mean, listen, Peter is a wonderful guy, and he's got a big heart, and ultimately he means no harm. His humor, he means no harm, but sometimes he carries it a little bit too far. Oftentimes he does, and unless you are, the type of person who doesn't mind that and isn't offended, then you're going to get offended and you're going to get angry, and some people did.
Well, no, it's not like, but it is that, I mean, most people were probably offended by being on our set. I mean, it really, that didn't sound right, did it? I mean, just
in a jovial kind of a way. It's just that it had an atmosphere of levity and chaos, which is, but there was nobody was trying to do anything wrong. Nobody was trying to hurt anybody's feelings. It was just born out of playfulness.
Yeah. I mean, a standard in the business is you will stay and do off camera for your fellow actors. Well, on our set, we would request that our stand-ins read because it became our goal to screw you up. doing your close-ups. And it was just ongoing. It would never, I mean, we got to the point, and I'm sorry, this is a gross story, but it's true. Our crew got in on it. So our crew would be trying to mess you up doing your close-ups. So our cameraman every day at lunch would go, and I'm sorry, once again, true story. Hey, I just reported, I don't write it. The cameraman at lunch would go on this internet site called ratemypoo.com. So literally, and when you do your close-up, you have to look very close to the lens, just off the lens. So after lunch, literally, if you had close-ups, you would be like whatever you were saying, and you would see a picture of someone's poo. And if that doesn't ring of professionalism, I don't know what does.
It's perfect, because I think we have to wrap it up and hear our last question. Yeah.
This one's for Chris. There was a marked change in Teal'c about halfway through the show, and I want to know if it was your idea or the show's idea. They dropped the gold makeup.
It was lessened. It was because I wanted to. I mean, believe me, I was very. I want to say aware, but I was very instrumental in the drag queenish nature of Teal'c in the beginning, and it was very much an homage to the Egyptian type. And even if you listen to the first, when the pilot or the early episodes, when it first came out, not the remastered one, because I revoiced the entire performance, but I was doing an homage to Yul Brynner as in The King and I. And it sounded like, I mean, it really was. I was bred to serve, not to yield, blah, blah, blah. So I was literally doing Yul Brynner. And then I just hurt myself one day. I was like, this is ridiculous. So that's when, and then with I just thought there was just things that could change. And one was because him being gold was him being the first prime of Apophis, and him showing physically that he was the #1 guy in the service of Apophis, right? So I wanted the gold to leave earlier. We had a lot of stuff that we wanted to do quicker, but MGM, because of certain licensing things that they wanted to do, like the figures, all the Teal'c figures have staff weapons, so that's why I had to carry a staff for 3 years. Because MGM didn't think the fans would be able to tell who Teal'c was without the staff. Like, without the staff, which one's Teal'c? The black one. I mean, but there was all kinds of stuff like that. So they were very resistant to the gold leaving. They were very resistant to me growing hair. They were very resistant to a lot of things. Just them thinking that the audience would suddenly be confused as to who is who. So that's kind of why things were paced out in a certain way, because it would take a year of asking MGM to do stuff, or if it was okay before they would finally approve it. So that's kind of.
And I think that's it, you guys.
One more?
I think we have to. Oh, is there? No, that's it.
What if we just decided to stay? What if No, this has been a humdinger.
It has.
This has been a great experience with you.
God.
What? I just gave you a
What was that
compliment.
snort?
It's humid.
It's humid. All right, I'm reading too much into it. It's been a lot of fun with you two, sweetie. I love hanging out. And it's been great hanging out with you guys, and thank you for your questions, and thank you for your support throughout the years. We appreciate it so, so much. Really, really.
Yeah, thank you all very much. Love you. So remember, July 12th, there'll be a big announcement, so we hope we all like it.